Hi, this is Mons Michael. Today I am explaining some topics related to authentication. In detail, in this video I am showing how to add our own secure API and how to serve a simple dataset of our own, and then I am explaining how JWT is used in API security, and I am demonstrating my API and showing how to acquire data from Postman, and we are also looking at which are the choices of authentication method and what are the recommendations for choosing these choices. So, what is JWT and API? JWT provides a mechanism that shares secured information across various security domains in a real-time application. This happens when parties exchange data with the help of the API medium. JWT strengthens the connection and relationship between two respective parties sharing data through the API. JWT has a collection of data and it allows the API to transfer only secure data. JWT assets identify associated with trust between two communicating parties. The interactive application development helps to secure apps and enable secure interaction within application. Use quotas and respective throttling. It helps to prepare quotas on the number of API calling history. More calls than expected signals in abusive relationship. JWT determines and prevents abusive API usage. So, how JWT is used in API security? So, this is the pictorial representation of how JWT used in API. So, the user and the client are first sent in the option of sign in. Then, you need to start using the app with your login credential. Once verified, your application API will generate a JWT token and then sign in using that API secret key. JWT for apps is a compulsion, and as it is provides secure communication and data exchange. The API then will give back to the token to the respective client application. After the client application receives the JWT token, it verifies its authenticity. It then uses it subsequently every time without the user sending their personal credential again. This is how it works. So I already explained this one. And then the next topic is token-based authentication. What is token-based authentication? Token-based authentication is a protocol which allows users to verify their identity and in return receive a unique access token. During the life of the token, users then access the website or app that the token has been issued for, rather than having to re-enter credentials each time they go back to the same webpage, app, or any resource protected with the same token. Auth token work like a stamped ticket. The user retains access as long as the token remains valid. Once the user logs out or quit an app, the token is invalidated. Token-based authentication is different from traditional password-based or server-based authentication techniques. Tokens offers a second layer of security, and administrators have detailed control over each action and transaction. So here I am demonstrating my API. Here I am authentication is used, and it's an authentication protocol that allows you to approve one application interacting with another on your behalf without giving away your password. And this is a simple data I used here, and this is a student registration form, and I am accessed this using Postman and authentication. So in this student registration form, we have first name, last name, date of birth, email ID, mobile number, gender, all the details are there. And the next step, the steps used to create an API. So for creating an API, first step is create an ASP.NET web project in Visual Studio 2019. Then we have to add the references like Microsoft Ovin host system web, Microsoft.ovin.security.org, and Microsoft.ovin.course. Then we have to create API authorization server provider classifier, and in step 4 we have to create an authentication startup classifier. Here we need to create a new classifier to implement the code configuration provider and create an instance of class API authorization server provider. Next step, we are creating a API authorized attribute classifier, and in this one we are creating this class to handle unauthorized access to resources and show the proper message. In step 6, we are creating a controller with the name user controller. In this one, we are create an empty web API controller with the name user controller, and we will write the action with the different authorization and rules. And in step 7, we are accessing the control using Postman. To access the control, we are using Postman to get data. In case of first action get, we can access the data without generating a token, as no authorization is needed for it, by just sending GET request for root API data for all. And this is how the executing of the program. I will show it using Microsoft Visual Studio. This is how the Visual Studio looks like after creating all the projects and class. So this is the basic project, and this is the identity example project. This is API project, client project, and server project. So first we are executing the identity example project. So select identity example from here and run. We are directed to this home page, and here we are writing home register. So for registering, here we have to give us test, and it is test, and click register. Yeah, email has sent, please verify it. So for verifying this one, we have to install an application called PaperCard. So this is the application, and in this one, this is the email verify, and we have to click verify email here. So we are directed to this page. Thank you for verifying your email, please log in here. So we go back to our Visual Studio, and let's stop this one. And for adding our own data, we have to go to secret file, and under views, home secret.cs HTML, we have to paste our HTML code here, and Control S for saving. Then we have to run our server. Select server from here and click start. So we are directed to server home page. Here we have to type home authenticate, so that we are getting the access token. So just copy this token from here, Control C, then here again we have to type home secret question sign access token equal to Control V, paste that access code from the last page, enter. So here we can see that the data, sample data, it's a student registration form. Now we are going back to our Visual Studio and going to Postman for checking this one is working or not. So the Postman is look like this. Click select get from here, and here we have to write the local address. So the address is localhost 44382, Control C, Control V, 44382, home secret, and click send. So we are getting an error 401 unauthorized. So to remove this status error, we have to go to header, and here we have to write authorization AUTHORIZATION, and here it's bearer space the access token. So the access token is this one. Let's copy from here, Control C, then go to Postman, bearer space, Control V, then send. So the status is 200. OK, then go to visualize and preview. We can see that our student registration form is available here, so everything is working perfectly. So that's all about this one. Then let's go back to the PPT, and this I already shown this one. Register, email verification, running the server home page, authenticate for getting access token, copy the access token from here, paste it on Postman, and check whether the authentication is correctly performed or not. So the next topic, choice of authentication methods. So which are the most popular authentication methods available, and which is the most best one to use? So for the first one, OAuth 2.0. This is standard, provides secure delegated access. That means an application can take actions or access resources from a server on behalf of the user without them having to share their credentials. It does this by allowing the IDP, that is identity provider, to issue token to third-party application with a user approval. The next one is OpenID Connect. This is a different authentication method, and it's an open standard that organization use to authenticate users. IDPs use this so that users can sign into the IDP and then access other websites and apps without having to log in or sharing their sign-in information. And the other one is SAML. It's an XML based standard for exchanging authentication and authorizing data between IDPs and service providers to verify the user identity and permissions, then grant or deny their access of service. So according to me, the best one is OAuth, because security plays a key role in authentication method, and OAuth is the main authentication method that provides maximum security for the information, and it enables application to access each other's data without revealing the user credentials and token. So according to me, my choice is always OAuth, and these are the references used here. That's all about this presentation. Thank you.